Hey LAN Party Gamers, we've got a special build today as this week the Ryzen chipset came out and we're going to be building with the 1700 from AMD. So come along for the ride as we put this red puppy together. So with Team Red coming out of the box strong with the 1700, we've decided to go with an entirely red theme for the system. We went with the MSI for both the motherboard and the video card with an RX 480 8GB leading the charge. We went with a 650 watt RAID Max SLI and Crossfire certified power supply, a 2TB storage drive from IBM. We've got 16 gigs of DDR4 and to top it off, a 1TB OZC solid state. We even decided to include a PCIe Wi-Fi adapter. Alright, so here we are. Moment of truth, this is the AMD Ryzen 7, this is the 1700. This is the 8 cores, 16 threads. It'll show up in Windows as having 16 cores. And we're going to pop it over and we're going to take a look at what the new cooling solution from AMD is and a look at what comes inside this box. So this is the first time I've opened a new CPU since the 4790 i7, which is what I'm currently using for now. So we'll look at the cooling solution first. It's the biggest thing. This is the cooler that they're using right now. It's got an AMD logo on the top of it. And let's see here. Try to open this up gracefully. Oh good, they didn't add any more tape to it. So here we go. And there we go. So it's got a ducting for the fan, a really big fan here, pretty neat. It's got obviously a PWM fan. It's got a lot of thermal compound pre-applied to the bottom of it, and it's got a pretty good fin array. It reminds me a whole lot more of the Intel solution than the original AMDs from back in the day, like AM3 Plus and FM2. Let's see what the mounting bracket looks like. On the bottom of the heatsink, you've got 4 screws with springs attached to them that allow you to screw it down nice and hard, I'm sure, so you can get maximum cooling. In here we've got, oh wow, it's got an RGB thingy. So you can, the AMD stock fan is RGB. Well, we're gonna find that. We're gonna try that out when we build this thing. That's exciting. So maybe we can get this thing to glow red or whatever to match the system fans. That's cool. Let's see here. I imagine the board will have the rest of the mounting hardware on it to match these 4 screws. That's how the AMD boards used to be. This part had the top part and the board had the bottom part pre-built in. So here it is. Here's the Ryzen chip. Right on it, you've got the engraving of the Ryzen logo. A little hard to see, but obviously that's going to be stuck underneath a thermal pad, so you won't be able to see that anyway, but it is a nice little touch. Inside of this smaller box, we've got the user manual and installation instructions for both AM3 and AM4 processors. So they're recycling their installation instructions now between both processors. And here it is. So we've got the Ryzen 7 sticker for the front of the case right there, and then the CPU itself. Now the CPU, just like the AM3 and FM2 sockets, use a pin array as opposed to pads like Intel, so there will be corresponding sockets on the motherboard for this to go. So it's they haven't changed from that. So this is pretty exciting. I'm excited to see exactly how well this thing is going to go off. So stay tuned and we will be putting this in right away. Alrighty, so next we've got the MSI Tomahawk b350 motherboard. This is going to be paired up with a Ryzen chip. This is what's going to be controlling everything in the system. And here it is. It's an all black theme with a little bit of red accent marks on it. I'll go ahead and take it out of the anti-static bag. We went with MSI simply because It's the same as the video card, and I like to have all the warranty information handled underneath the same company. Keeps things simple, keeps compatibility at maximum. So on this, we have obviously the mounting area for where the chip's going to go, as well as a metal reinforced video card area, and it does support crossfire, so if we need to later on, we'll be able to put in a second video card down the line. What's interesting, and I didn't realize this, is that it has standard PCI on the motherboard. So that is really interesting. Maybe they're thinking, well, the old AM3 sockets had standard PCI on it. A lot of people are going to take their existing peripherals and move them over to their new board, throw in a new video card, but they want to keep some of their old stuff. That's interesting. On the backside for I/O, even though we won't be using it, we have a VGA and a DVI out, as well as an HDMI, a USB-C 3.1 jack, HD audio with 6 headphone jacks. We've got 5 USB ports, standard 2.0 and 3.0, as well as a gigabit Ethernet jack and a PS2 port. So plenty of I/O there, and obviously expandable to the front. There are, looks like 4 SATA ports on the side, as well as an M.2 slot for SSDs or other types of cards, and 2 1X PCIe ports, 2 16X, and 2 PCI like I mentioned earlier. So now it's time to put this stuff in here. The case, we got a big red kind of pinkish fan on the side. It's kind of cool. We'll see. I'm thinking that lights up. It might not. Oh yeah, it's got LEDs. It's 2017. Wood doesn't have an LED in it these days. It's got a big old PVA fan on the back to get all the hot air out. Before you forget, the first step is always putting this bad boy in there. This is the I/O shield for the motherboard, and it goes first. Because you can't put this in if the motherboard's in. You just can't do it. It's too many parts in the way, screws. I/O. Unshielded I/O would be in the way. Maybe I should just take this fan out for now. Yeah, maybe we're gonna just do that. So in order to get the motherboard in, what we need to do is put these little standoffs in there, although otherwise it's just resting right on the metal of the case. So we've got these little guys that basically just raise the holes for the screws up about 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters so that there's space behind the motherboard, so it's not like resting right on the inside of the case. Okay, so they're all at this like row, so there's 9 of them. We have this adapter for that it came with that we put on there, and then you just put your drill in there. Look at that. That is how it's supposed to be done. So there's 2 mounting brackets on this board, and I can tell that they thought of people maybe using their old heat sinks from their previous builds in this way, because this mounting bracket here is from the previous socket type. The new cooler that AMD provided us just screws straight into these holes and doesn't require these brackets. So that's different. All right, here we go. So here's the Ryzen chip, brand new. And oh my God, no, just kidding. So what you do, you lift the arm right there, and you line up the corner that's marked with the corner that's marked. Goes in the hole, no problem. Press the arm back down. Look at that. Anticlimactic. Hopefully that's not a theme. Oh no, my face cam. Now it's a chest cam. There we go. So it's already got the thermal grease applied to the bottom, so I don't have to apply any. And it's as simple as lining it up to the screw holes and getting it in there. So with Doom running at entirely ultra settings using Vulkan, we got well over 100 FPS, everything maxed out except for motion blur, which I turned off. It's a personal preference. This thing runs great, and I'm sure that he's going to love his new build. We ran Cinebench R15 and got a CPU score of 1651, beating out 93.71% of the competing market share. With the b350 Tomahawk motherboard that we used for this build, we were able to simply press the gaming button, and it gave our CPU an overclock of 900 megahertz. We didn't have to do anything. We got almost a gigahertz overclock by hitting a simple OC button. And I think the performance shows that it was worth it. This CPU stock clocks at 3 gigahertz even, and 3.9 gigahertz is a pretty good upgrade. We're running still on the stock CPU cooler, and this thing hasn't broken a sweat. So I'm pretty sure it's going to run fine for a long time. Our storage solution was a great choice. OZC has made a great 1 terabyte drive for the price, and it's going to keep him being able to install games that we run at the LAN parties and a vast Steam library. We will be adding a Blu-ray player, as this is going to be a media center computer as well as a gaming rig. This motherboard does allow for crossfire, so that's why we went ahead and picked a beefy enough power supply to allow for both video cards, so possibly down the line we can stick in another RX 480 and see how well that does. I enjoyed working with MSI software. After figuring out exactly how the RGB works, I am very pleased to see that everything works under the same software suite and same driver database. If you're looking to go for one company for your AMD supplies, MSI seemed to do pretty well for us. Everything worked out of the box. I didn't have to figure anything out, and everything seemed to just turn on first try. First time I pushed the button, it posted, and sometimes that can be a rare thing. So I'm very happy with this build. If you guys are interested in seeing anything else like this, we will be doing a Kaby Lake comparison when we get the GTX 1080 Ti's. So please subscribe to our channel. We're actually going to be doing 1080 Ti SLI comparisons as well as CPU comparisons to the Ryzen chipset that we did today. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if there's anything else that you'd like us to review, or if we would like any help with your custom build. If you're in the area, please drop by and we'll see what we can help you out with. To see a list of our upcoming schedule of LAN, visit sandiegolan.net. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.